Good morning, Kay. How are you today? Thank you for joining me on today's interview.
Good morning, Marsha. It's a delight to be here with you. I appreciate the opportunity to have a chat with you.
Lovely. So, Kay, you've moved away from mainstream JOB and creating a very different path for yourself and moving forward with your career. So, I'd like to know what inspired you, Kay. What was the catalyst that brought this journey before you?
Thank you for those questions. Well, so the catalyst for me was that I purchased a kit of essential oils in 2010. And I'd been following what I call my divine nudges. I wanted to wear something on my body. I wanted to smell nice. I wanted to smell feminine. And I've steered away from perfumes and anything that might have potentially hormone disrupting toxic ingredients that would compromise my health and well-being. So I purchased a kit of oils that were organic, they were pure, and I hadn't even smelt them. But when I got them home and unwrapped my parcel, I realised this was something very special and very different from what I'd ever smelt or experienced before. So that took me on a journey of learning a whole lot more about the company that these oils came from. And then I started sharing them with people, and people started smelling them and just falling in love with them like I did, because we knew there was something very special about these oils. So from that, the door opened for me to get some commissions, which was so exciting. And people started having great results. So I just kept following those urges to share the oils and loved all the stories that were coming from lots of people. Before this, I was in a job that I felt restrictive. It didn't tick all my boxes of my lifestyle and the ability to have some freedom either. So I transitioned away from my what do you call it? JOB, my day job, and have been pursuing my adventures with sharing oils and enjoying those with lots of people. And that has then expanded into me imparting my passion of activating my courage, so that I have stepped away from something that could be seen to be potentially secure in a previous JOB. And it's given me the opportunity now to say, well, who else is unhappy? And I'm sharing this with other people in the world. And I've become something called the Courage Activator. So I work with women who are interested in stepping beyond their unhappiness, their restrictions, and whatever's holding them back. And I'm working with women to activate their courage so that they can step out to be seen and to be heard and to follow their passions.
Yeah. Sounds really amazing. What a wonderful story. It sounds like it was very organic in the way that it all unfolded before you, and that you didn't consider the business at the start. So is that something that it's really driving you now to support women? When you say activating your courage, I think we all need a little bit of a push sometimes to remind us that we, have so much more in us than what we sometimes believe. And I think a combination of the product that you promote and, teaching people that they have so much more available to them and to life, and being able to reach their goals and dreams is something that you teach. Would that be correct?
Absolutely. I've been a single mum of 4 children. I know what it's like to be restricted in the support you need, restricted in the amount of income you're on, and restricted because I wanted to stay at home with my children. I was one of those, maybe what you would call an old-fashioned mum, but I felt that investing my time in my children was well worth it, particularly in their first 2 years of life. So I wasn't the kind of person who wanted to pursue a career as such. However, I needed an income to keep myself going and to support the children. So I went back to what I'd been doing before. But as I got older, I felt that it was time for me to be able to really pursue what gave me inner joy. And that takes courage to step away from the known into the unknown and into what you want to really align with so that you can live life to the fullest. And
Exactly.
I'm on a mission now to pass this information, support and encouragement onto other women who are holding themselves back. They know there's something more out there in the world that they could be experiencing and gaining, but it
Yeah.
takes courage. So that's why I call myself the Courage Activator.
It certainly does. And I think if you have some of those wonderful oils on board as well to support you with, you know, the anxiety that might creep up, or the doubt, the self-doubt or stresses that might pop up, I think that's a wonderful combination. So, Kay, if you had any advice for anybody who's not happy in their day job and they're considering an alternative income option, what would your advice be?
My advice would be to do your research, to look around, to find what, to follow your passion, follow your interests, and proceed with it. Don't just be one of these people who looks back in life years later, in beyond their retirement years, and say, I wish I had. Because I think at the end of the day, we're here for a seemingly relatively short of time. So why not make the most of it? And you don't want to have to look back and feel a regret that you didn't step into your courage and pursue whatever drives your inner divine nudges, I call them. So if you've got those divine nudges, listen to them and take some action. And also step out to find someone who you align with and who you feel safe with, so that you can pursue that with support and encouragement. I don't think it's something that we can do on our own.
Exactly. And that's my thoughts exactly, that, you know, um, when you link up with some people that are on the same kind of path or journey as you are not walking that path alone. And all that support is so vital, isn't it? When, you know, you need a little bit of encouragement every now and again from the people that you're working with. So, you know, instead of like, you know, thinking that you want your own business and you want to set up a cafe or open up a store with, you know, like a retail store or something like that, you really are on your own. But, you know, from what you've told me, it sounds like there's, you know, big circle, big group of support and, you know, daily.
Yes, absolutely. With the oil company, which is Young Living, that I'm a part of, it is a global community, and I'm thrilled to work with other women and empower them. And what I've learned in my journey, I can impart to them. And we are a global family. I have met people all around the world. I've travelled. I've won 8 trips around the world, which has been totally changing for me. And that, you know, and I was in my late 50s when this was happening. So it doesn't mean that we have to start from an early age. I feel we can pick up wherever we're at, no matter what age we are. And, you know, life is there for, you know, full of gifts and full of opportunities. So do not hesitate. Work towards building your dreams and creating a dream, and just believe that there is a dream that can be had.
Exactly. Sounds like there's lots of support and encouragement, which is, I think, something we all need, you know, in our daily lives. Yeah. So, Kay, how can people get in touch with you?
Okay, so I have a page on Facebook called Activate Your Courage with Kay Hamilton. I have an Essential Oil Wisdom group. So, or you could just find me at Kay Hamilton on Facebook. You could email me at kay@kaysoils.com. You can find me on YouTube, Activate Your Courage with Kay Hamilton. So there's quite a few avenues. I'm sure if you Google me, you'll find me. There are lots of opportunities, I think, these days to find us online. But do reach out, because I love to support people. And even if it is just an introductory call to have a chat, for me to help you steer you in the right direction, I'm more than happy to help. I've actually spent many years on the internet because I come from a teaching background, and now I'm into what you would call a business head, and there's so many things that I've had to learn, and I'm sure I could help people shortcut that journey so that you don't have to go through quite the amount of drudge that I went through.
Yeah. Well, you sound like a very supportive, kind person, you know, to work with, and you certainly are glowing yourself. So anyone who's interested in looking at, excuse me, a side business, or even just maybe getting some product for free and working towards that, whatever it is that you enjoy doing, yeah, definitely encourage you to get in touch with Kay. Sorry, Kay, what did you want to
Oh
add?
no, that's okay. I think, you know, most people who join Young Living, they want some oils, they want to enhance their life, and it's one of the most organically grown businesses. Most business builders in Young Living did not step into the business because they wanted a business. They stepped into the business because they wanted some solutions to some issues that they were having, and they've had such great success that then they start sharing. So it's just that organic thing that flows when you find your passion.
Exactly. Well, you know, on a daily basis, we're already marketing and networking together anyway, aren't we? Really, it's like, you know, if you like, I have people saying, "Oh my God, where do you get your hair done?" So I've sent so many people to my hairdresser, but you don't get a kickback from that. So I totally understand how networking works, and I love it so much. It's just such a big group of wonderful people that are supporting one another. And you know, I mean, if you just go walk down the street and, you know, meet up with a friend and suggest a restaurant to go to or a cafe, that's networking as well. So it's not something to be scared about these days anymore. Everything's online. All the shops are online. So, you know, and that's how we all work together, isn't it? So
absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you, Kay, so much for your time.
Lovely.
Wonderful to hear about all your wisdom. And I look forward to chatting with you again very soon.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.